Hey guys, how you doing? I'm writing with some, I'm tuning in with some really cool news. I'm trying not to be too excited because again, I know that the fight that we face is never over. But there are times when we hit incredible opportunities, and we hit great days where exactly who we are and exactly who we want to be comes through for us. And I'm telling you that if you are in the beginning of your transition and you haven't had a day like that, then you deserve it. And the only way to make them happen is to make them happen for yourself. And that's exactly what I've always tried to do. And again, not every great day that I've had has been caused by myself, and a lot of the bad days I've had have been caused by myself. So you can't always avoid them, and you can't always cause them. But you got to do the best you can to make sure that you hit the goals you want to as often as possible. And again, it's because it makes you feel good. So I I've been having an issue with housing at SUNY Purchase lately, and wondering how I was going to be able to have housing because the woman who usually helps me with my gender issues when it comes to housing no longer works here. So I kind of got screwed. And I started thinking, well, what am I going to do? And how am I going to handle this? And am I going to be able to live in a situation that makes me as comfortable as the situations that I've lived in the past? Again, not every situation has been perfect, but they've been better than they could have been. That's the most I can ask for. Well, it came down to the fact that I needed a letter from my surgeon stating that I am legally permitted to live with a male so that the school can allow it. Now, this is a really hard topic for me, which is, I'm sure you can tell, has kind of killed my mood discussing it, because for me, seeing myself as male, it makes it really hard to see that someone else might not, just because of a letter on a piece of paperwork. But again, I understand where they're coming from. So I called the doctor, and I got the letter. And the letter that came in today was not the letter that I was expecting. And in reality, it was much, much better. So I'm going. I know you can't see me, but I'm actually just removing the letter from the wall because it meant so much to me that I hung it up. And I'd like to read you a little bit of what I have here from the doctor. Aiden Kaplan has been diagnosed with gender identity disorder, also known as transsexualism, and has undergone psychological treatment. Aiden Kaplan has been referred for and undergone a surgical procedure performed by me, again this is from the surgeon, on March 29th, 2010, to irreversibly correct his anatomy and appearance. Aiden Kaplan has been treated in accordance with the accepted medical protocol for the treatment of gender identity disorder and has completed sex reassignment in accordance with appropriate medical procedures. From a medical perspective, Aiden Kaplan is now male, and the gender marker on all of his identity documents should now be changed to acknowledge this medical fact. This should qualify Aiden Kaplan to be legally considered male within the guidelines of the particular jurisdiction in which this individual seeks to legally change his gender status. I legally declare under penalty of perjury, under the laws of the state of New York, that the foregoing is true and correct. Now, as I stated a few moments ago, we fight as hard as we can to earn these really great days where we 100% feel proud of who we are. I didn't earn this one. I didn't expect that letter. I didn't expect a letter that would mean that I can change my legal gender, and I didn't expect a letter that meant that at the end of this week I'm going to go to a courthouse and get paperwork done that will legally make me male. I talk often about how surgeries don't complete a person. But there are certain things that we as transgender men, and I'm sure transgender women have similar feelings, certain things we need to feel as complete as possible. And I have never felt so complete. It's like I have been fighting my entire life for something that in the last 6 hours I achieved. And in a way, that's a great feeling, and that is the feeling that I want every single one of us to feel someday. Because if you are any further behind than I am, or even further ahead, you may not get to feel this all the time. And I again state how lucky I am to have been given the ability to live the life that I feel comfortable in. But not everyone gets to feel like that. So what I'm going to leave you with today, I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible and not get as extremely as excited as I truly am right now. I wish for each and every one of you transgender or transsexual individuals, whether or not you have the same goals as I do, I hope you get to feel the way that I feel right now. The way that I can truly say that I wasn't failed. That my doctors, my family, my country have set up rules that allowed me to succeed in the life that I want to have. And I'm grateful. And I know that it doesn't come easy. Thanks, guys.